Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, Betty's Kitchen. So glad that you guys are joining me again. If you're not already subscribed, don't forget to click that subscribe button so you can get updates and whenever I post new videos. So today I'm having quarantine date night. I know with everything that's going on, it kind of makes it hard for people to want to go out and eat, whether with they or with your friends or family members. So right now I've been seeing a lot of people post their quarantine date night, whether brunch, whatever it is. I wanted to share my quarantine date night that I had with my bae for our anniversary and give you guys ideas on kind of meals that you can prep at home that are easy, that you can have at five-star restaurant, but you're not paying that five-star restaurant price. So stay tuned. So you start off with laying out everything that you're going to cook washed in a tray. This makes it really easy. And then we're going to go ahead and start prepping additional things so you don't find yourself doing it in the middle of cooking, which I am chopping half an onion. I'm going to use it for several different things throughout this cooking video. And then right now I am making my garlic butter sauce, and I'm going to be using this sauce throughout the video. You'll see later. So it's very important to make a good amount so you don't have to make more as the video goes on. So you're gonna chop your onions, and you put it right now. I'm adding my minced garlic. They're already minced. They come in a can. You can chop some fresh garlic if you want. If you're gonna do that, I'll say chop about 6 garlic cloves and make it really tiny. And right now I'm squeezing my lemon juice. You can use fresh lemon juice. I ran out of fresh lemon juice, and I had this already squeezed out lemon juice in the can. Works the same, so I use that. The ingredients are listed at the bottom as always, so just follow the instructions to make your lemon garlic sauce and you'll be all good. You're gonna melt your butter in the microwave and add it into your garlic onion mixture and just mix everything together and set it aside for your cooking later on, because you're gonna need this for everything. Now I'm going to go ahead and start seasoning. The first thing I'm going to season is my lamb. This is the same method I use to season my food in all my videos, where I combine all of the listed ingredients in a bowl before I apply it to my meat or whatever protein that I'm using. Now I added some oil first before I add all of my ingredients in the bowl. This helps with the application whenever I start to apply it to the lamb. I'm going to use a brush to apply it. I personally love to use an application brush, especially when I am seasoning meat, because I want it to get into all the corners, and the best way to do this is with a brush. So after I add all of my listed ingredients at the bottom, I'm going to add more oil on there just to make the application more easier, because if it's dry, you can use it as a dry rub, but I like the rub to be a little bit wet so it can just really get into all the corners of my lamb or whatever meat I'm using it for. So yep, that's it for the ingredients for the lamb. Just follow the directions for that and you should be good. Now, after you finish applying your seasoning, you're going to poke little holes on your lamb for the marination process. This helps the seasoning to really get inside your meat. And after you do this, you just leave it aside for it to marinate while you move on to the next step. Now we're gonna go ahead and prep our seasoning for our seafood. That's the lobster and shrimp. I will be using the same seasoning for both of them. Now I have another video for another lobster tail video, which I will be adding a link at the bottom of the video if you want to use that video as far as the ingredients I use for that. For your lobster, you can if you don't want to use this one, but to make things easier, I feel like you should use this one because everything just kind of goes together. So I use the same process that I use for my lamb, add everything together, but the difference is I put some of my garlic butter sauce that I made earlier in the video into the bowl and combined it with my seasoning. I'm gonna mix it together and just apply it to my lobster and my shrimp. Now be careful to not put your vegetables too close to your meat in order not to contaminate it. That's why I have a little bit apart right there. Or if you don't feel comfortable putting it in the same tray, you don't have to. It's not really necessary because you're not seasoning the vegetables right now. It's going to be later on whenever you cook it that you're going to see the very light seasoning. It's going to go to your vegetable, your asparagus, I mean. And you're gonna use the same sauce to season your shrimp. Just take each shrimp one by one and dip it inside the bowl to make sure you get enough of that sauce on that shrimp. I am going to be using a cast iron skillet with grill marks on it for the lamb, and then a normal skillet for my shrimp and my lobster. I'm cooking everything at the same time just to make it faster. I greased up my cast iron skillet and also my normal skillet just so it does not stick. And right now I'm just placing my shrimp face down. I'm not going to flip it over until it is blackened because I want it blackened and charred looking. Now that my cast iron is nice and hot, I'm going to place my lamb right on top so that the grill marks can show whenever I flip it over. And I'm going to place a lid on it because my lamb is thick so that I can trap that heat inside and make it cook faster. Because if you don't do that, just depending how you like your meat, whether medium well or just done, it just depends how you like it. I like mine medium well, so I therefore put a lid on it. And right now I'm just squeezing some lemon juice on top of it right before I put the lid on top of it. So right now I'm just flipping one shrimp to see if it's blackened enough for me, and then I saw that it was, so I'm gonna go ahead and flip the rest of the shrimp so that the other side can get blackened as well. So you're gonna go ahead and chop up some onions. It doesn't matter what type of onions, whatever onions you want, whether red, green, honey, it doesn't matter. Just chop up some onions, put it in your hot skillet, flip over your lamb. As you can see, those nice grill marks are on there. It just makes it look really, really pretty. Now I'm just adding a little bit of that garlic butter sauce that we made earlier in the video. Now, like I said before, this sauce is going to be used all throughout the video. So you want to make as much as possible. You don't want to run out. So I just added about 2 spoons to each, and I'm just kind of placing those onions on top of it. We're going to add about 2 spoons of our garlic butter sauce on your shrimp when it's about to be done cooking. And my favorite part, adding red wine to my lamb. I use red wine for any red meat that I cook. There are certain wines that are particularly for cooking, but I just use any sweet red that I have in my fridge at the moment. I don't see a difference, honestly. And that's pretty much it. Your lamb is done. I promise you, this is delicious. It's juicy. It's packed with so much flavor. Now, the next step we're going to do is our asparagus. Now, this part is very easy. All you do is you're going to toss your asparagus in the same skillet as your lamb. You just create that room like I did. You can cut the bottom if you want. I didn't cut it because I do like the crunch at the bottom. And all you're going to do is just, again, add that garlic butter sauce. You guessed it. And then you're going to add a little bit of lemon juice and a little bit of my favorite onion powder. I put onion powder on everything. If you have not tried onion powder, what are you doing? You need to try it because onion powder just has this flavor that just brings out everything. And then all I do is just kind of swiggle it around and just add that extra flavor from the skillet that's already there to my asparagus, and I cover it. Now, after your shrimp is done, you can cook your lobster tail on the same skillet. If you had a larger skillet, you could have cooked them both at the same time, just so things can be a little fast. Of course, add your garlic butter sauce on top and then cover it with a lid and just let it cook. And now we're going to move on to the last thing, which is our mashed potatoes. Mashed potatoes is very easy to make, and all you do is first you boil your potatoes whole, or you can skin it first. Once it's cooked, you're going to put it back on the stove top, and you want to use a masher. If you don't have a masher, at least have something that you can use, whether it's a wooden spoon, to just kind of mash everything together. Once everything is mashed together, you don't want it to be completely mashed. I kind of still have a little bit of the skin on there. I know some people like the skin on. If you don't like it all on, you can of course peel it. And then I put 2 sticks of butter, just depending on how much mashed potato you're making. I add 2 sticks of butter and I just let it naturally melt. And I just gonna go ahead and start stirring it with my wooden spoon. And then I'm gonna add my milk. The main ingredients to this is your milk. You want to add a half a cup of milk. You don't want it too watery. You want it thick because you're going to keep stirring that mashed potato. You want it to be whole milk. And then I added salt, garlic powder, and onion powder. That's the main ingredients to my mashed potatoes. If you want to add some parsley leaves towards the end, you can, but that's pretty much it. The measurements of how much of these ingredients that I put are listed on the screen, as you can see, but you just keep stirring because you want that nice rich consistency until you get the consistency that you want. And now we're gonna get to the fun part, plating our food. Now, plating is very important if you want to get that quarantine date night feel like you're at an actual restaurant, and make your food look fancy so you feel like you're at a fancy restaurant even though you're at your living room or in the kitchen. So go ahead and watch how I plate my food. Because we do have a lot of food, you want to make sure you have a large white plate. Just having a white plate makes your food look a little more prettier. So one plate was a round large plate, and I did have this rectangle plate like you see here. And the first thing I do is use a scooper to scoop my mashed potato, and I place the lamb right on top of there. And you just kind of want to space it out but make things look a little bit symmetrical. Take a napkin and wipe the edges of your plate when you're done, just to make it look nice and clean. Now that your food is done cooking, you have to create that scenery to feel like you're at a nice, sexy restaurant. So here are some pointers on how you can do this. What we did was get some candles, whether you're in your living room or your kitchen, wherever that has a nice area where you can lay your food down. Get some champagne glasses, some champagne, low lights, stuff like that. You have some rose petals, you can go ahead and sprinkle that. Preferably let it be real rose petals. If you can find some fake rose petals that still look realistic, you can find them at Michael's. Next step is, of course, your outfit. Just because you're sitting at home, you want to still feel like you're outside, you're at a dinner, dress up. still wear what you're gonna wear at a dinner or anywhere else. Why not? You know, ladies, if you have that nice sexy dress you're gonna wear outside at a restaurant, wear it. Guys, wear a nice button down, some nice shoes, some nice slacks, so you guys can really feel like you're at a restaurant. Have nice slow music in the background, some Luther, some Joe, Tyrese, whatever you're into. Get the mood going, okay? And eat your dinner. Toast to a great night of being alive and whatever you're celebrating. Enjoy that meal that you made, because honey, I'm sure you're gonna enjoy it and you're gonna feel like, wow, I made all this for myself and I didn't even have to spend half the amount that I would have spent at an expensive restaurant. So that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm gonna catch you guys on my next video. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up if you like the video, and also to click that subscribe button. Bye guys.